Hey everyone, and thanks for joining this quick demonstration on what appointments go through as far as their life cycle, the statuses they're in, and how you manage those things within your TimeTap account. So right now I'm on a test account and we're looking at the appointment list view. That's under appointments, appointment lists, and you'll see that there's several different lists that you can see here. The first list that opens up is going to be your open appointments. Those are appointments that are generally coming up in the future. You have, it's blocking off your schedule so other people can't book with you at that same time, unless of course it's a class and you've got capacity still in the class for people to book. So that's going to be the first list that opens. Now, you have the option here under this list view to kind of customize exactly what fields you're seeing on this screen. So if you wanted to include maybe the date that the appointment was created, you could do that, and you can sort by any of these columns just to have them in that order, either ascending or descending. Now this appointment list is looking based on the date range you have selected. So I'm only looking at open appointments that are for September 1st of 2016. If I expand that out to the next 7 days, I'm going to see the appointments that are on my schedule in open status for the next 7 days. The other thing it's doing on this list view is also calculating who I have selected on the left-hand side. So if I was only going to look for people that have booked into my webinars, I could deselect the one-on-one consultations and see that I've only got 3 people in webinars over the next 7 days. So it calculates all 3 of those things, the locations, the staff, and the reasons, looks at the date range, and then looks at what status I'm interested in at the time. So the status is what the appointment goes through. So when a client books an appointment, it starts out in open status. It's on your calendar, it's coming up in the future. Once the client comes in for the appointment, you can come into this list view and check off the appointment and mark it as completed. So let's go back to today's appointments. And we'll say that the appointment, I need to make sure I have one-on-one consultation selected on the left-hand side. There we go, I've got those appointments for today. And since it's already 2:30, I've already completed some of these appointments. So I'm going to mark off those 3 appointments or 4 appointments and go ahead and mark them as completed. This gives me the option to send out an email to the client saying, thanks for coming in, enjoyed having you for the appointment. So if I do that, I can confirm and complete. And the nice thing here is that maybe a month down the road, I want to see exactly how many appointments I completed over the past month. So I can run a completed appointments report just for the month of September, and I can export that list into Excel. So I'm going to be able to see that in an Excel format and have a good report that I can either hand off to my accountant or something like that. The other option you would have seen from that open appointments list is to mark the appointment as no-show. Now a no-show appointment basically means the client didn't come in. So that's a separate status from open, and it would be categorized under the no-show appointments. So maybe I accidentally marked one of these clients as a completed appointment, but really Jane Doe did not come in for the 11 a.m. So I can mark her as a no-show and instead confirm her as that. Now if I go look at the no-show tab for today, we see we've got Jane Doe under that list for September 1st. So again, this just helps me to categorize my appointments so that I've got a real record of how I did over the past few days, past few months, whatever it might be. So the other statuses you're going to see here are going to be the canceled status. That's going to be when either the client cancels through the link on their email, or when you cancel the appointment for the client. So that basically means it's no longer on your calendar, it's not blocking you off. The client has gotten typically an email confirmation that their appointment's been canceled, and you could run a report on that just the same. The other thing the other status is going to be this pending status. Now that's going to be if you require confirmation from a staff before the appointment can be confirmed. It will be put into a pending status before the appointment's confirmed. Or it would be in pending status if they're still waiting to submit payment if you require payment on an appointment. So the most popular status, or the status that you'll probably be spending the most time in, is that open status. Basically means they're coming up on the calendar, and then from there you'll either move it into completed or no-show based on whether they came in, or if it gets canceled beforehand, you can move it into the canceled list. You can use that again, just those check boxes on the left and the buttons up top. Alternatively, if you're inside the appointment, so if you've clicked into the appointment detail screen, you'll see the status listed here, and you can change it into a different status by using the mark as functionality. hopefully that helps. If you've got any questions on how appointments are categorized by status, it would be a good idea to get a call set up with one of our success coaches at TimeTap, and we'll be happy to walk you through that.